Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily and the World Cup Couch. If you're joining us for the first time, where have you been? Because we've been doing this every day with special guests like the one next to me here, Alana Yip in the house. Alana, look, you and me, we commentated the, what was it, finals, women's finals. It was dramatic.
Very, yes.
So first of all, the winners, so Yanya coming back.
Yes, and in style too.
So
Not dropping a single boulder.
Yeah, 4 flashes. I've never seen her that emotional, honestly. Like, I've seen her emotional,
Yes.
but never like the second she latched that final move.
Yeah.
You could see her body start to shake with it.
Yes.
I nearly cried, I will be honest.
Yes, I think a few tears escaped as well for me.
Squeezed out, yeah. And then Natalia Grossman as well. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, who's the third?
Miho
Nanaka.
Miho was
So,
second.
how can I have forgotten this? I've literally, there have been so many World Cups, and this is worth saying because we've had the para climbing. I'm literally on the app right now checking it because I've forgotten. Yeah, so Yanya, Natalia, Miho.
Okay.
And talking about Natalia Grossman, Hugo did an interview with her earlier on this morning. She couldn't make it here onto the World Cup couch, so we managed to film her to the side, Black Diamond athlete, and I think in a minute we're going to hear from Natalia. Let's go to that right now. In slow motion as Natalia flies through the air, eyes almost shut as she caught it.
I'm feeling pretty excited after last night's final and definitely a little sore. I'd say overall, climbing yesterday was a pretty positive experience. I definitely had some moments that tested me mentally in ISO, as well as then after the third boulder, topping it after the time. But I was able to recompose, which I'm really proud of, and come out and just have a good time on the last boulder.
For the buzzer.
So I think right at 0.
Oh no, she hasn't been awarded it.
Instantly, I was just super disappointed, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna be upset for 20 seconds and then I'm gonna move on. And so that's what I did. I just let it go because staying frustrated wasn't gonna really do anything for me. But overall, I was just really proud to have stuck the jump since that's something I've been working on a lot. I'd say overall, the boulders were okay. I liked the first one. I wish the slab had been a lot harder. I feel like it was kind of a gimme for the top athletes compared to the qualifier boulder, which was or the slab qualifier I think was the hardest slab we had all competition, and even the semi-final slab was much harder than the final one, so I wish that had been a little harder. I thought the third one was good, and then the fourth one seemed maybe a little harder if you were shorter. Some of the other athletes had a harder time doing it. But besides that, I think it was pretty good. I just wish the slab had been harder. Making every final is always exciting, and there's always different emotions tied to it, different competitors, just a different experience every time. I knew that this final in particular was going to be probably the hardest final to make out of any competition I've ever done because the field is so stacked right now and most competitors were here. And so I was definitely a little nervous in the semi, but then once I was in the final, I was just excited to be there and ready to climb.
Where she topped out but didn't in a sec. But why don't we go through the boulders from last night, starting with boulder number 1. What did you think? What was the story behind that? Because obviously Mori struggled with that first move.
Yes. The, I guess, big story of boulder number 1 was Mori coming out first and having trouble reaching the start hold. In my opinion, it wasn't too reachy. It didn't look like it was that far of a jump. I just think she needs more leg power and needs to be able to jump more.
Yeah, it's interesting reading the YouTube comments on this one, which I tend to read them and take some of it in, and some of it I have to let it bounce off because it can be quite savage. But a lot of people were saying that we were kind of making excuses for the route setters. But just to give it some clarity, they had tweaked that boulder to make it lower because they were aware of the height difference between the athletes.
Yes.
And it comes down to this thing, right? And I've been thinking about this a lot, is It's an interesting move, but was it necessary? Like to watch an athlete who might not get it a couple of times, when you
Yes.
could have put a jib in perhaps for a foot, maybe it would have been a better way to start the comp. But I'm on your side. I feel like a jump is a jump, and if you're not good at jumps, then you're going to make it look reachy.
Yes. So the lower that they put that starting hold, the harder it is for the taller athletes to swing. So what if they put it so low that I could easily reach it from the ground, and then when Janja is swinging, she's dragging her feet on the ground?
Good point, yeah.
What would you think then?
Yeah.
Then I think it's much too low.
Yeah.
Then it detracts from the quality of the move, or the intended way to do the move. So I think, yes, I is the shortest competitor, and the root setters do need to be aware of her height and make sure every move is possible for her. But I think she needs to meet them halfway and practice jumping.
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Natalia's interview, like jumping is something that she's been working on, and, you know,
Yes.
Brooke's the same. You know, there's lots of athletes who maybe are working on their weakness. And there's something to take away from I as well, because, like, there are some things people are just better at or not better
Absolutely, yeah. But climbing at this level, you need to be as well-rounded as possible, and that means you work on your weaknesses. Everybody does it. Everybody has weaknesses,
Yeah.
and I has strengths that are stronger than most people. I think just in a boulder field like this, on a set of boulders like this, her weaknesses were showing.
The reach, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were saying that she was, I can't believe it, but training in the gym before the boulder finals.
Yes. So this is something that I forgot to mention last night, but I was in the gym training some roots before the boulder final, and she was there too. And according to my teammate, who was there earlier than me, she had been there for a few hours.
Wow.
So potentially training for a few hours before the boulder final could have been another reason she couldn't do the jump. Maybe
Yeah.
she was tired.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, you'd expect so, wouldn't you? And
Yeah.
considering the routes in that Klettercentrum gym as well,
Yes.
you'd consider them to be hard.
Yes.
All right, boulder number 2.
Okay. The slab.
The slabby thing with the pebble.
Yes, the pebble.
Pebble. That I never actually got to see if it was a pebble or not, but I said the word of pebble a lot.
Yes.
It was kind of like a pinchy thing.
Yeah.
Janja cruising.
Yes. Well, a lot of people cruising
A lot of
that
people,
boulder. And we heard from Natalia earlier that the slab was quite a bit easier than the slab even in semifinals and in qualifiers. It looked to me like a return to an old school slab where you have a lot to grab and hold with your hands. I think the exception we saw was Futaba, really struggling, but she was trying to jump the first move, whereas everybody else figured out a way to do it statically
Yeah.
and just sort of lean across, and then they could just crimp everything. And
Okay. And halfway through this, I will say, if you guys are watching this and you've got any questions for Alana or questions about the comp last night or the semi-finals, please send them over. Hugo's on the computer and he will let us know. Boulder number 3, Natalia talked about it. Both you and me,
Yes.
the second she latched that hold, we were like, that's definitely going to be appealed. Like, it might have been
Yes.
within the limit. And then the director came on our ears and was like, watch the clock, slow motion. And you could clearly see it hit 0 before she made the jump.
yes.
So no count, no top for Natalia.
Yeah, it was pretty clear as soon as we watched the replay that it was a top out of time, and that's not allowed.
No. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Janja started at that point really asserting dominance. That was 3 out of 3 for her.
Yes.
And she kind of I kept forgetting that she'd flashed the boulders. And I know that sounds strange, but it was so quick sometimes, and everyone else had their
Yes.
difficulties. And I think by boulder 2, Miho was still ahead, but by boulder 3, Janja jumped up to the top spot.
Yes, that's right, because Miho flashed the first 2 as well.
Yeah. So the final boulder, pressure boulder for everyone.
Yes.
And the order did change a little bit within that top 3.
Yeah.
But Janja came out halfway through the pack, and as we said, the most emotional finish.
Yes. Flashes the boulder once again.
Yeah.
The boulder that we had seen, 3 people struggle on quite a bit up to that point. And
Well, I think everyone could only manage zone apart from Janja. It was
Yes.
it was the jump. Some people were dragging hands. Some people were trying to
Yes.
jump differently.
yeah,
and
there was a few ways to do that jump. It was actually quite cool. I liked that.
And Janja's paddle thing. So she hit the slope and then went. Was that boulder?
No, that was boulder 3
Oh,
when
boulder
Janja
3.
did that insane paddle, which was also absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Go watch that if you haven't seen it.
Well, I was writing about it this morning. I was like, to turn what's kind of a horizontally jump into a vertical paddle takes so much strength and skill.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So for her to be able to do that, she needed extra leg power to be able to jump higher, and also extra hand strength to be able to paddle off that hold.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, why stop on a sloper when the next hold's a jug?
It's true. It's a very good point. Well, guys, if you're just joining us, we're in the Black Diamond showroom. Loads of shiny gear hanging around, which is amazing. Lots of it I want to get my hands on. And we have been doing gear chat, and Christian will be coming in soon to talk about bouldering pads. Any questions for Alana, please send them in. Now, Alana, let's move away from comps right now. You live in Canada.
I do.
Squamish based?
I'm close to Squamish. I'm in Vancouver.
Okay, so, I mean, there's some amazing lines. Dreamcatcher is one. We've chatted about that before.
Yeah.
That is a line that if I could do 9A, I
Yes.
would want to do Dreamcatcher.
Yes.
And you've been projecting it.
I wouldn't say projecting it. I've tried it a little bit. My partner's done it, JJ Ma. And when he was trying it, I gave it a few burns, but only in the winter when the top was wet. So I've only done the first half of the climb. But, you know, I definitely like to get back on it.
Yeah, it's an amazing boulder. It's super, as you said, friction dependent. And that, talk to me about the slab at the bottom, because everyone's always like, oh yeah, the slab is actually really hard.
Yeah.
But obviously everyone pays attention to the traversy bit. How hard is the slab? What kind of hand? Are we talking tiny crimps or what?
It's really nasty, tiny crimps. Like, imagine you're just fingernail crimping.
Uh-huh.
That's the size of crimps that
Okay.
they are. And sort of pressing off the sidewall on basically nothing. Trusting really smeary feet. So actually, sometimes World Cup slab, if you were just crimping the edges of the volumes and climbing up the slab,
Oh, it's like that bad?
that's like bad.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it because I just love that climb so much, and like I've never
Yes.
talked to someone who's actually tried the thing.
Okay.
Is it one of those climbs where you're like you have to get through the slab and it's annoying because like you can do the bottom slab but sometimes you fall off, or is it as much of the route as the rest of it?
I think once you've dialed the slab, it's okay, but it's nerve-wracking every time because it's not an easy start to a climb, and especially something that is quite physical and powerful at the top. You have to be very delicate and very relaxed at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, fun story.
Yeah.
Sean, when he did it, Sean McCall, he was able to do the top section, and actually my partner as well. JJ, he was able to do the entire, like from the start of the rail to the top, almost no problem.
Okay.
And the last thing they both worked on was the slab.
Right.
So neither of them at the time liked slab. And I was the opposite. We came in one day, JJ and I, with Sean, and we were like, oh, we're just going to give it a fun burn. This is back in maybe 2018. And Sean's like, oh, I'll spray beta if you want to try from the ground. And so I flashed the slab with Sean spraying beta. He was definitely a little taken aback at
Yeah,
that.
I bet. Absolutely, that's awesome. So you flash the slab that most people just fall off pretty quickly, or underestimate perhaps.
I think just underestimate, and I did have perfect beta for it, but
that doesn't make it any less of an achievement. It's like still hard. To do that.
it was hard, and it's nerve-wracking. Fingernail crimping.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I
Alana,
like having fingernails.
Yes, they're useful. I think we're going to bring on the Austrian. We got Jakob. Oh, we got Jakob in the house. All right. Well, Alana, thank you so much for joining me. I know I've dragged you all the way in for 15 minutes, but thank you so much. Enjoy the finals tonight.
Thank you.
And we bring on Jakob Schubert soon. We're bringing Jakob Schubert soon.
Yeah, soon.
How long soon?
10 seconds.
10 seconds till Jakob Schubert. Unbelievable. All right. Well, Alana, I will say a very slow goodbye. But thank you for joining me. Cheers, Alana. Thank you very much. All right, Alana, big clap to Alana. Thank you very, very much. All right, guys. Well, this is your warning because Jakob Schubert is in the house. So if you've got any questions to send to Jakob, do it now. Because as you've seen, Alana's got... Were there any questions for Alana?
There were, but you sent her away.
I sent her out. Can she... Is there any... I can shout her? She's still here.
Come back.
Yeah, come back. Come back till Jakob's here. Is there a good question? Oh, yeah. Oh, Heiko's here. Heiko, right, okay. It's total chaos. Total chaos. Come on. How you doing, man? Sorry, Alana. We'll have to ask him another time. Heiko, how you doing?
Fine. a bit busy, but it's okay.
Yes, I know. I'm really sorry, but thank you for joining us. So,
You're welcome.
first of all, what's it like having a World Cup in your home country? All eyes on the Austrian Federation. It's got to be full on.
Yeah, it's of course a tough job and a lot of work, but at the end, it's a product of a great team.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of experience since years, and I think that's what counts to have a good event. And I think, yeah, people need to decide, but I guess it's a nice one.
I think it is. I mean, look, it's always a highlight every single year. When I come here, and I said this on the stream today, it feels like a world championship because we've got so many events, we've got a huge audience. It's an exciting place to go climbing, isn't it?
Yeah, as you might have seen, our slogan, it's climbing is coming home. And yeah, we were thinking a lot about that, and it has to be a high, we see that climbing has a high identification through Innsbruck and Tyrol, not just because of the history. It's like, I would say a bit in the DNA of the society here. And since we have the Kletterzentrum Innsbruck, it's our performance center of Austria climbing. It's worldwide known as a hotspot or a melting pot for competition or high performance climbing. And yeah, that makes this place here so unique, I would say.
Absolutely. And how's the atmosphere within the team itself at the moment, Team Austria? Because, you know, the lead's coming up very soon. We have Jakob coming, but how's the morale within the team?
Yeah, I think they are really psyched for starting with the lead season. That's, by the way, a concept of our event here, the end of the boulder season and the start of the lead season.
Yeah, it's always that
It's
midway
sort of what
point,
we
isn't it?
really like. It's a lot of work, so it's the double as a normal World Cup, but we do love it. Yeah, they are super psyched that the lead season will start soon. The boulder season was sort of a roller coaster, but as we all know, the boulder discipline is so diversity. It's so hard to nail it on each event. So chapeau to all of those athletes who has a constant level through the whole season.
Big highlight was Johanna Faber making it into the finals. Exciting for her to be back up there. How was she feeling during that competition?
Yeah, that was amazing and emotional roller coaster for her at the World Cup in Brixen. She was, of course, super psyched to show her best side here in Innsbruck. What she said after the qualifications, she had still sore muscles from Brixen, but
Right.
that can happen if you are in 3 rounds and just 3 days of rest between those 2 World Cups.
Okay, well, look, we've got Jakob Schubert waiting in the wings, and I know you are a busy man. So thank you for coming in and talking to me.
Thanks a lot, and I hope we have a great final today. Unfortunately, with no Austrian, but yeah, hopefully on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. See you later. Big round of applause. Thank you. Woo. Woo. Okay, well, let's bring a man who's just literally left the mats. He's eating some kind of protein bar over on our right. He's got a mouthful. I've timed it terribly. Yeah, it's live. Yeah, it's live. He didn't know it was live. Jakob Schubert, everyone. Woo! There you go.
Thank you.
First of all, I've just literally watched you climbing. I said at the very beginning of the broadcast that I try not to be biased. However, I really, really wanted you to qualify because you in front of this crowd is something so special. How did it go out there, apart from the fact that you didn't get in?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel kind of like you. Like, obviously, in front of this crowd, I would have really loved to climb in finals, even though it would have meant to be even more tired for tomorrow. But yeah, there is nothing in the world that I would have done or what I would have liked more than climbing in finals tonight. But yeah, it was a very hard round.
Yeah.
I think completely different, hard than yesterday. I just talked to Benny, the Japanese coach. Yesterday, it felt like just physically so hard. Like after each boulder, you had to try as hard as you can to recover in those 5 minutes back in that tent. Today, it was more like one single move or one sequence felt really difficult. Getting there wasn't so difficult, but solving those sequences was very hard. And unfortunately I couldn't solve any. And yeah, obviously I wanted to show more in front of this crowd, and I feel like I didn't climb as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's how it is in this round somehow, or sometimes. I have to say I was less disappointed after seeing the results and seeing that most other people struggled just like me.
Yeah, exactly. And the frustration factor, I think, was high. Everyone was coming off the mats like screaming, especially the last slab with the no text 360 holds with the thing and that step through. I mean, if you haven't watched this, do go and watch the broadcast as well, because you will have no idea what we're talking about, but I'm going to carry on talking about it. Tomorrow is the lead competition, which is the start of the lead season, and presumably you're looking forward to that.
Well, of course, yeah, for sure. I mean, after Seoul, I skipped Salt Lake City, and since then I've mainly focused my training for lead. So yeah, obviously also for this event, I tried to be in better lead shape than, like, for example, last year I did all the bouldering season and didn't really have the chance to train lead for this event. This time I definitely had some more, and I'm very excited the lead season starts. Obviously, I think everyone just wants to gain some confidence, also wants to see, like, where does he stand, where is still potential to work on, because the big event is obviously Bern. Also for myself, that's why I also did bouldering. Like, everything is about combined these days.
Yeah,
and
you want another medal in the Olympics, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm crazy curious for some of the young stars that are at the stage for the first time in lead, or haven't done as much, like Sorato and Toby, who didn't do many events last year. Toby I've seen climbing in the gym quite a bit, and he looks crazy strong. And Sorato, I only heard that he's so good in lead, better than in bouldering. So yeah, I don't know what that looks like. So yeah, I'm very psyched to compete against these youngsters and hopefully show my best.
Do you feel that there's a bit of a changing of the guard in climbing at the moment? Because that's what I get the feeling of, is that these young kids coming through, like the legends like yourself, are like, this Olympics might be the last Olympics you go for. And it could be this time where we're seeing a lot of climbers back away from comps, maybe concentrating on outside stuff. Are you feeling that in your career, or do you want to carry on with the comps as long as possible, as long as you're doing well?
Well, that's a question that's hard to answer. I think it just depends how long I'm having fun doing competitions, and obviously, like, it sounds harsh, but I mean, success and fun they're connected.
Yeah, so it's rubbish if you're losing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like this bouldering season hasn't been that much fun.
Yeah.
If you don't get to climb as many rounds, but I hope I can still compete for some years. I mean, yeah, for sure, Paris is on the agenda, and after that, I'll just see. Right now, I'm still enjoying the training, all the process of, like, training hard for comps, and then combining it with rock climbing, because then you're really strong from the training, and then you go outside. Like, I think I'm definitely doing less comps now than I did, like, many years ago, and I will do probably even less in the next years. But focusing on some like single events has still been a lot of fun, and I can definitely imagine doing it for quite some time more.
You seem to be the kind of athlete that when the big moment comes, because I'm thinking like World Championships, European Championships, you do really well. Where do you just find something different when the pressure really steps up? And Olympics,
I think,
of course.
I definitely think pressure and that stuff helps me, or at least I'd like to think so, that it helps me perform. But yeah, obviously, especially the last few years, I've also always put, like, my main focus on those events. Like, for example, this year, like, sure, I want to do really well at every single World Cup I'm competing in, but as long as I'm doing really well in Bern, I actually don't mind as much.
Yeah.
I've achieved quite a bit in my career. I've done many World Cups, and if one World Cup goes badly, but I've learned something from it for the big event like Bern or the Olympics, that's all good.
Awesome, man. I talked to Adam the other day, and he was talking about Flatanger and you guys working Project Big. How's Project Big going, and how hard is that thing?
Yeah, well, I haven't been on it since the time I was with him there in September, October last year. He has been on it quite a few times again, and he still hasn't done it. So it's pretty exciting, I think. And obviously, it's a hard route, but also it's very condition dependent. Like, Flatanger is a very tricky cave. I've talked to Adam a lot.
The damp holds, right? Because
Yeah,
he's saying it
exactly,
was
like-
wet and
Like sometimes, you check the weather forecast. It has been like there hasn't been any rain. You go there and you think it's all gonna be dry, but then the fog is in the cave and every single hole is wet.
Yeah.
And like another week, it rains all week, but there is no fog and it's all dry. So it's I don't know. It's like we talked about it. There should be some certain like study at the university that you can study just about like Flatanger weather conditions. I don't know.
sounds like a degree to me. That's
Yeah.
fine. And what's it like? I've never been because there's that gym, isn't there, or a barn with the wall. So what's it actually? Where do you hang out? Where do you sleep? Tell us, for people who don't know.
So yeah, I mean, I think the super special thing about Flatanger is definitely like that it's such a place in the nature. Like you feel, I haven't been at any other place where you feel as close to the nature as in Flatanger, because it is, I mean, I'm saying north of Norway, but it's still only halfway up, but it's more north than like, I don't know, Oslo. And you're definitely away from like the big cities and everything. There's not many houses, not many streets. So yeah, it's not like some other places like where a lot is going on. There's not like that many bars to hang out at, but yeah, there's this one campsite where also the barn is, where most climbers hang out, or there's some apartments you can stay at, and obviously the cave is very big, and you can hang out there, have like the best view ever maybe in the world with all the fjords, and the rock quality of that cave is just amazing. So I think for anyone who is like who likes sport climbing, he has to go there once in his life. But then you should go.
Oh, yeah, but hang on. What's the easiest grade in that cave, though?
I mean, on the left side of the cave, you get like out of the cave, and there's quite a few easy routes as well. Like I think it starts even with like 5A or 6A.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think there's quite good like 7A to 8A.
Okay, I genuinely didn't know.
I mean, there's not, obviously you don't have like 150 routes, so Seus is obviously more like rewarding in that sense. But yeah, if you somehow manage to travel there at some point, and yes, I think especially if you're like 8 sea level, it starts to be very good. And then even the higher level, I mean, there's just some of the best 9Bs and 9B pluses in the world, because there's not many in that grade that are completely natural. And in that cave, you actually find those routes, and that's just amazing.
That's so cool. And then talking about Seus, a lot of the climbers usually from Briançon go to Seus, but we've got the world champs. Are you going to have a cheeky session at Seus, or are you going straight home to train?
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. I'm not even going to Briançon. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably quite a few other athletes will do that choice. I've done that in the past. Like I feel, especially in lead, the best preparation for me is just being at home and training hard. I don't really feel like I still need to gain experience in lead. I've done so many competitions in my life, so it's more like stay home and focus on training and then go to Bern. So I will do obviously here Innsbruck, and then I think I'll do either VR or Chamonix, and other than that, just focus on training and try to be at the top of my game in Bern.
Awesome. Well, Jakob, thank you so much. It was a show out there. I cannot wait to watch you qualify. Please get into the semi-finals and finals. You and Jesse, just for the atmosphere, because it's insane to watch.
For sure.
That.
Don't forget our young stars. We have more people coming out in finals.
Yeah, the Austrian team. I know.
For
It's
sure.
just, you know you're one
No,
of my favourites.
I will try hard.
I'm being biased
I will
here,
try
but
hard.
good luck, man. Thank you very much. Big clap for Jakob Schubert. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon. See you soon. All right, as I check my clock to see what is going on, we have Christian in the house. Christian from BD is going to be talking about boulder pads. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. Christian, let me give you a mic there.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. I mean, I'm so filled up with comp stuff. I don't really know what's going on anymore. But you heard my chat with Alana. I've forgotten if it's a finals boulder, a semi-finals boulder, but I'm having a wonderful time.
No, that's good, because you guys need to know this guy is all over the place doing a great job.
Thank you,
commentating and doing everything.
I
so
appreciate
really
it,
cool.
Christian. Thank you. All right, well, we're talking about bouldering pads.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to do this camera-wise, but maybe you
I
tell
can
us
bring it
this-
in.
Yeah, bring it in. You do it.
I
tell you what, I'll
can
go-
move the
let's
table
do
a little
that.
bit in front here.
Yeah.
So what I show here, what you saw maybe yesterday also from Loic. So this is stuff from next year, summer 24. And it's like on a trade show. When we met on the trade shows, it was the trade show or gear show. And so we're doing this here. And this stuff is coming out in most likely March, 1st of March, available for consumers.
Awesome.
So early May, we've been already with our athletes in Val di Mello, and I think there's a cool video also somewhere around Epic TV on the channel.
Yeah.
So we did a great athlete meeting, and we gave them all the crash pads and all the new styles from our crash pad collection. They were super psyched.
Awesome.
And today I have a couple of items here, not all of them, because the athletes, they took most of them because that's all the time with the athletes. If they get some really
they
good
want
products,
gear, unbelievable.
then you don't have many left for you.
All right, well, show me the first one. Let's see
I'll
this.
show you I think the most iconic one. That's the erratic pad. And I just
Here,
grab it.
I'll hold that and I'll point it in your general direction. How about that?
So this baby here, oops, where is it? This is the new erratic pad. This is like new in a line. We completely updated the full line, but this is really something new. This is basically the high-end pad in our line. Super light. It's a 5.6 kilogram pad. There's some tech inside, but it is made for basically the longer hikes, because nowadays people tend to go to, to the plateau at Guy du Midi,
Yep.
where you're based, to hike up there, or having a little bit of longer approach to get to the really cool bouldering spots.
Okay.
So it's a really good carrying system. We're making really good.
It's like a backpack, that thing.
It's a proper backpack carrying system, as you heard yesterday from Loic, maybe, if you follow that story. So proper backpack carrying system. It's adjustable in the height. What's pretty cool is our technology, how we build the edges, because usually the edges of the pads, they wear pretty quickly. They wear out because you drag them over rocks, and so we have a new folding system. So we fold over the material here to have a more durable corner system than if you just like seam it together. All these pads are the new ones, the high-end ones, the Mondo, and this erratic pad is coming with the corner straps to position them really good when someone is climbing.
So you can just drag it
just
rather
drag
than
it,
okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
In each corner, and the situation, someone is like climbing a little bit higher, and then you can quickly drag it. This is a Dyneema material, so super durable. So and a TPU on the inside, so it's also almost waterproof. That's why this is our high-end pad, and we call it, or it's the erratic, but this is the alpine, kind of the alpine approach pad.
Awesome. Well, I mean, you say Alpine, even Magic Wood, like that
Yep.
hill is horrible to drag a pad, is
Yep.
uncomfortable when you're bumping into trees. So I think it's really cool that you're thinking about that. So there's pad number one.
So there's more a little bit, because
Okay.
nowadays, I don't know how many pads you are carrying to your boulder
As
problems.
few as possible.
So, but our pads come now with the system, attachment system. So all these pads, you can basically strap on another either erratic pad or have the Mondo as the base carrying system, and it's super easy then to use. You just like have all the straps and the loops at the same level, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, because often we see people like bungee cord,
So,
stuff on
exactly,
ropes. So
yeah.
you've actually thought about a proper system for doing
Proper
it.
system for the BD system, but then we also thought if you're having other pads or different sort of pads.
Hang on, you're out of the microphone, so I'll be Christian and me. Christian is currently getting a triple pad.
So we came up with the idea of having a proper piggyback carrying system, so you can have this strapped around your whatever, how many pads you're carrying, and put them in a proper way together, and having here a little bag for your boulder guide, topo, or anything else that you want to have quick access.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a triple pad, explain when a triple pad is useful. I know it sounds obvious, but like traverses spring to mind.
Yeah. So just start earlier. We have this erratic pad I just showed, the green one. Then I don't have the Mondo here.
Okay.
So there's also
The Mondo is the big.
the
big
Mondo is
boy.
a big red one, and
Yeah.
we updated it also. Have better foam in there, also in the erratic, closed cell on the outside, and a connected foam on the inside. So if you have the cross section strength of that, So that's the high-end pads, and then we added this triple C pad, what you can see here. This is not the original color. This is a sample. Original color next year will be more grayish.
Okay.
But a triple pad is more used because it just have more surface for also the amount of what you pay for. That's our entry level pad, the triple C pad, for areas like Fontainebleau. Like if you do traverses or you add another circuit to that, you already have like a huge surface. You can cover rocks or branches. So that's quite.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at that, and you've got a triple pad and a double pad stack. So if you were by yourself, as you said, in font, it's low ball perhaps, like you're set with that.
Yeah,
You don't need anything
that's
else.
all you need, yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the future of the bouldering pad BD world.
Yeah, yeah. So, and that comes out of our long history.
I'll give you this back now. I don't know why I'm holding it.
No, we have a long history in bouldering pads, like from back in the days when, like the hype around, or when like Magic Wood was developed, and already there we came out with the original Mondo, and that also basically brought the spot sometimes where it is now, with like this high ball bouldering, and that people had some gear to do this crazy high boulder or hard boulders and be almost safe.
I'm glad when you were talking about the durability side of it. I think that's so important because boulder pads are expensive. And like we think of bouldering as like a simple sport, as in like you don't need lots of gear, but the pads alone is a lot of money. And if you have a pad that you rip, it's the most frustrating thing. So you seem to have really thought about that lifespan. It's not like you're just trying to flog a product and getting people to buy another one.
Yeah. So that's why we decided to have like this with the circuit styles, more the entry level. So if you're not sure yet, if you're like someone like Jakob Schubert, but then the Mondo and the Erratic is really like a high-end product with this super durable material to protect not only like your falls, but also, as you said, this is our sustainable approach also. So it's also recycled material.
Okay.
And that's where we can do something like that. We try to implement that. And a bouldering pad is big. It's a lot of volume. The foam is not cheap, and there's 3 layers of foam actually in the Erratic.
Okay.
So to build that extra dampening system, and then you have basically 2 different sides, a little bit of softer side and the harder side, and so there goes quite some thoughts in that, and that makes the price in the end as well.
Absolutely. And I always wonder where bouldering pad design is going to go, because like air pads are a thing. I want does Black Diamond ever think really into the future and think like because I have a theory. I'm going to flog it to you now. All right, in motorbikes protection, when it's soft and when you hit the ground it becomes hard. That technology like that, do Black Diamond look really far into the future of bouldering pads?
If you remember, we did like the 1st of April Fools with Alex Honnold about that.
Yes.
We do have this airbag technology from our snow safety equipment, these avalanche airbags. So there's an electric fan system inside. And so there was this one episode we basically brought exactly your idea together, but this will stay theory because in the end we need to keep like people safe. So it's also at one point when you leave a certain height, it's not
it's a bit irrelevant, isn't it?
It's irrelevant.
But you say it's a joke, but then I remember the heated chalk bag that wasn't a joke.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant piece of marketing, by the way. Congratulations.
And it's still available, and it's in the winter. It's a pretty good piece of equipment if you have cold fingers during the climb.
Because I spent time in the Franken-Euro and I remember people heating up stones on a jet board and then putting them into the chalk bag. So like it seemed like a crazy idea, but it's an idea that people have actually done in some form for a long time.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Christian, I think we're done. Thank you very much.
I think we're done. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this series.
We have no more guests.
We have no more guests. So I tried to get Mio here.
But she wouldn't have it.
Yeah, she didn't have time, unfortunately. But so I think that's it for the live streaming here. And I hope you enjoyed it. And give us a shout out and questions if you liked it. So we can work with you guys, with EpicTV, you and Hugo, to maybe do this again.
Well, it's been fun. It's been
Yeah.
nice to come and talk about comp
Yeah.
climbing in a different setting and
Yeah.
have athletes come in,
Yeah.
obviously chat about the gear. And being in the Black Diamond showroom, we should obviously point out that if you want to get your hands on Black Diamond gear, there's links to the Epic TV shop. We've got brilliant deals on all the time. Climbing shoes especially, the Method, love the Method, really, really good shoe. Bouldering pads, clothes, apparel, we've done this as well. We've got gear shows coming out about Black Diamond gear in the future. So Christian, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for the lasagna as well earlier.
Yeah,
Christian
it was-
gave me his homemade vegetable lasagna, which saved me. So thank you very much. All right, guys. Well,
Cool.
we're going to sign out and see you very soon. Thank you to everyone involved behind the scenes to make this happen. Climbing Daily will resume in its normal form next week. Teresa and Hugo on the mic on Wednesday, and we will see you very soon.